All right. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for hopping in. Just making sure everything looks good on my end. All right. So we got a few people in here. Thank you. This is the Casual Builds live stream. I'll probably be going on for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes or so. However long my camera lasts for. But Simple O, thumbs up. I don't know if you're still here. I think that was from earlier. Taylor is watching. Taylor is my sister who is currently hiking the Appalachian Trail. So I don't know how you're able to do this. Are you at a hotel or a motel or something right now? Or are you in your tent and somehow getting cell service to be able to watch this? Jack, what's up, man? Thanks for hopping on. Adrian, appreciate it. Tomas? Yeah, so as like before, I don't really have a planned agenda for this. I just thought I'd set up a live stream and have a beer and hang out with anyone who wanted to come on and say hello. So I appreciate you guys hopping on. And yeah, I have a few talking points in my head if unless you guys have some questions you want to ask, but thought I'd just give you an update on what's going on in my shop and the projects I'm working on, specifically the dining room table, which is taking way too long, more time than it needs to. Couple videos that I have planned in the future, and yeah, so oh, Taylor's at a hiker hostel. You still in Georgia, or where are you along the trail? If you pronounce it wrong, I'll throw an apple at you. Oh, sorry. Did I pronounce your name? I don't want to say your name again if I pronounce it wrong. Tim Linehan, what kind of beer? So I'm drinking Exhibit A. Just a kitten. It's tasty. It is a New England IPA with Citra, Mosaic, and Vic Secret hops. Exhibit A is good. Mile 55, Taylor, I think. Still in Georgia. Nice. Well, by this time, you're going to be done with the trail in who knows what. A week from now? Sorry if I'm looking over here. I'm just kind of reading your chats, too. Remember how to pronounce Appalachian? Not sure I know what you mean there. I think I forgot what I said, to be honest. Yeah, well, anyways, I'm just hanging out here on a Friday night because, yeah, thought I'd sit down. Anyone else who doesn't really have plans and could hang out with me and maybe have a beverage and ask some questions and just provide an update on what's going on at Casual Builds. I had a lot of new followers on Instagram lately, so thought I'd give them the opportunity to come on and meet me if they haven't seen it. I made this this video on TikTok. I've been getting into TikTok lately, and it was a slow motion video of this mobile miter saw stand that I have. For whatever reason, I'm not entirely sure how TikTok works, but it blew up. So that was cool. So I got a lot of traction there. But yeah, I need to pull this out again and start working on the dining room table. The top is done. So I glued everything up. I put the breadboards on, sanded everything down, which took a lot longer than I anticipated. And then I put like 7 coats of water-based polyurethane on top just to make sure that it was nice and like protected, because I want to make sure that this thing lasts a while. I know it's not hardwood. I'm just using standard like 2x6s, but I just want to avoid, because it was pine, I didn't want it to scratch or chip. So that took a while. So I did a bunch of coats for the top, and then I flipped it over, and then I did a bunch of coats. So that's done. It's sitting in my other garage. Now I have a bunch of 2x6s down here, then I need to start working on the base. So I'm not entirely sure really how to get started. So we shall see. Katie and Alex say hello. Hi. It is Friday. Kurt, yes. So that's pretty much it on my end. The dining room table, I'm planning on making a video of it because there's a lot of good videos out there, and I feel like there's like a balance. There's like two different types of videos that I see on YouTube. It's like the people that are just getting into it and they just make a dining room table. It's like farmhouse style, and it's a good video, but it doesn't really like tell you much about the ins and outs because it might be that they're just new to filming something, but they were making a table and wanted to film it and put it on there. But then there's also those other videos that are dining room tables, but they're like super, super nice and like established YouTube channels and something that I probably would never make. So I'm trying to see if I can make this video be a balance between the two, where I document and tell you how I make this tabletop, or this dining room table base, but then also just kind of lightly touch on the top because I didn't film that part. So we shall see. Kurt, you probably should put some bumble shoots on my beard. Yeah, that was a topic from last conversation. Bumble shoots is a company local here out of New Hampshire. They have wooden kitchenware care products. So if you haven't seen my last YouTube video, go check that out where I made a cutting board and we're doing a giveaway. It ends on Sunday. So go and check that out. There's a link in the description of that video that takes you to another website that you just have to like log in and do whatever. Just an easy way to manage the contest. But if you haven't already, go there. We're giving away 3 of their products. It's a soap specifically for like wooden kitchenware cutting boards and that type of stuff, and oil to rejuvenate everything just to keep it nice and fresh, and then a wax to kind of add a little bit of a protective coating to it as well. What do we got here? Hello, I've been watching your videos for a while now and they're so entertaining. The CG show, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Did you alternate, Adrian, the finish coats top then bottom, or all top and then all bottom? I did it all the top all at once. So that was a great question. It's a little tricky, and I don't know, it's a pretty heavy tabletop, and I didn't want to try to like maneuver it back and forth each time. So I just did all coats on the top, and then I did the top and the sides first. And then when that was all done, I flipped it over and then just did the face of the bottom. I didn't do as many coats on the bottom just because it's probably not going to get as much attention and wear and tear than the top would, but that's how I did it. Brittany, did the giveaway happen? No, the giveaway is, it ends Sunday night, and then I'll announce the winner probably Monday once I get a chance to pick the winner there. CG show, I've been inspired to make my own woodworking business and building birdhouses. That's awesome. That's great to hear. Speaking of birdhouses, I've made one, but I think I threw it away because I wanted to make a video on it. It's like I think that's a really good project just to do while we're all, still quarantining, or, just another project that we can do at home, or especially if you have kids, something to do together. I wanted to make a couple like kits that I could, give out to friends and family in town. And yeah, I want to make a video for that too, but that's awesome. Jack Abbott, there's a giveaway? Yes, Jack. You would have known that if you watched my cutting board video all the way through and didn't stop halfway through. So, yeah. Chris, how did you join up your breadboards? Dominoes, dowels? Curious as I'm doing one soon. That's a great question. I don't have a domino. I do have a dowel jig, but I did use dowels for it. So the way that I did it is I had, the entire tabletop, and then on the ends, I used a plunge router to just kind of like have like a piece, 2.5 inches or so that stuck out. That was a little bit less off the top and on the bottom, a tenon, I guess, if you will. And then I took the other piece and did a mortise all along one of the edges and just got the fit nice where I pushed it up. And then for the tenons, I also just cut a little bit away. So they were just like, kind of like this sort of thing. I wish I had a better picture or something I can show you. Put it on, and then I drilled holes through the breadboard end and then through those little tenons. And then I put glue in the dowel only in the middle. And then I put 2 dowels on the other side, but only glue on the top just so it held it in place, just to kind of allow for wood movement. But yeah, only 3 dowels per side. And I hope, I hope it stays good over time. Hey, Sarah, thanks for hopping in. What are all the types of wood you can use to make your cutting boards? Great question. I've only used a couple types. Specifically, like maple's really good just because it's a nice hard wood. I've used cherry and walnut, and those seem to be the most common for cutting boards. I know that there's like Purple Heart and stuff out there. There's just like so many people online that say like don't use a specific type of wood because it's not food safe and it's a toxic wood. So I like to just stick to those 3. And even on one of my the first cutting board video I did, a lot of people said like don't use walnut because it has open pores or something. I don't know. I've made a bunch of walnut cutting boards and they seem fine to me. So maple's really good, cherry and walnut, but there's definitely a few out there. And it really depends on what you can get your hands on too. Robert Brown. Tim, thanks for checking out my latest board and leaving a comment earlier today. Much appreciated. Are you Vista in Shrewsbury? Is that you? Hey, Mike. That's my dad. Hi, Dad. So, yeah, who else is here? If you haven't left a comment, say something. I want to know who else is hanging out with me. So, yeah, I'm working on that base. So my plan is when I get motivated, I have all of the 2x6s down there, and I need to cut them out. So I'm going to have it's like a trestle style. I think that's the right term for it. But it's going to have like 3.5 by 3.5 like posts basically on the top, and then 1 singular post going down, and then 1 for the leg as well. So I don't want to get just like a 4x4 from the store. I could, but I want to be able to make sure that I'm not having any it's not going to be less than 3.5 inches. So I bought 2x6s, and I'm going to glue a bunch of them together. But first cut them to the right length, glue a bunch of them together, and then cut them down so they're exactly 3.5 by 3.5. I could just get the posts in 3x3s or 4x4s rather, and do it that way, but I'm just making more work for myself, I guess, in doing it this way. So I gotta trim those down, figure out the dimensions for that, create those, and then I'm probably gonna add like little, kind of like a little thing on the side. I don't know, Google trestle style farmhouse tables and you'll see what I mean. And I think I don't know if I posted like the design that I made on Fusion 360. It might have just been on my story, but yeah. David Christian. Hey Tim, really been enjoying your channel. How much time do you think you put into each project from start to finish, including video editing? Great question. It really depends on the project, to be honest with you. The cutting board video that I just posted, it probably took me I started the project either on a Saturday or a Sunday, and I had the video out, I want to say I forget the day, but it was a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and it was really quick because it was such a simple project, and I've already made a cutting board before, so I knew what I was doing, and I was editing along the way. But there have been some projects that have taken a month to complete just because of time. And I didn't have enough time to I don't know. There's something about like, because I have a full-time job, and if I'm working all day long, and then it gets to like 8 o'clock or 6, 7 o'clock when the kids finally go down, there's part of me that sometimes just does not have the motivation to to come down here and finish it up. So sometimes projects take me a while, but if I just need to start, and once I start, I'm very motivated to make sure that I can put a video out. And also my last video, it was probably like, I don't know, I think it was like 70 something days since the video prior to that, and I just felt like I needed to put a video out, so I just did it very quickly. Someone actually left a comment in one of my other videos and was like, "Hey Tim, haven't heard from you in a while. You gonna be posting another video soon? We're all anxiously waiting." It's like, crap. Yeah, I should probably put something out. Oh, Robert. Yeah, that is you. Good, just checking. That was beautiful, that cutting board. Really like the pick, so it came out really nice. Maple cherry and walnut. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Tyler. Paul Kress. Kress. I'm a newbie at woodworking. What's the best applicator to use for varathane or polyurethane, spar urethane, or I'm assuming that's what you mean. I've always used those little foam brushes that you get at like Lowe's or Home Depot, and they're just like 60 cents for a little foam brush. But I have had issues with them too. You just gotta make sure you take your time. Go check out, if you're beginner woodworker, go check out Woodworking for Mere Mortals on YouTube. Steve Ramsey. Yeah, he has like a really good video on how to apply polyurethane with the foam brush, and like the techniques that you need to use for it, and how long you let it dry, and when you put another coat on, sanding in between. And then there was a little tip that he did in one of his videos that I just thought of when I was doing the dining room table, but he took a piece of, it was like a paper bag, and he used that to scuff up the surface, because I guess that it's like kind of like sandpaper, but not really, but it won't leave any scratches, so it was a good tip, and I tried it, and it worked well. Yeah, Robert, maple, cherry, walnut, domestic, yep. Yeah, I stick to that. I have used like Purple Heart in the cutting board once, but there's so many people that go back and forth and saying, don't use it, you can use it, it's fine. Cool. What's everyone else doing tonight? Anyone enjoying a tasty beverage like myself? Or just sticking to water? So then I also had another project idea that I need to do. It is a bookshelf. And a bookshelf is such like a simple project. Like you could usually just take like, I don't know, some pine boards and I don't know, use a Craig jig and slap them together. But I want to find like a creative way to make one, like a floor standing. So that might be a project in the future. I'm just going to come up with a design for that first. And then I really want to do some more other like YouTube videos where it's not like a project. It's more so like tips and tricks. I was thinking about doing something like the most common beginner woodworking questions and just like rapid fire 50 of them with different answers based upon things that I have heard in like various like Facebook woodworking groups. I thought that might be helpful or interesting. Friend of mine, I don't know if Sam's on here, but she recommended doing something like how casual builds came to be. Where did I start off from and how did I get here? Because it wasn't casual builds to start. That'd be a good one. And just some tips and tricks if you're looking to start your own like woodworking business or side business. Like, what do you use for websites? If you don't want to spend out $30 a month on Squarespace or something, that might be a good one. What do you guys think? What would be good? What would be a good video that you would want to watch? Because I know a few people on here don't particularly care for woodworking so much that they're just here because they're my friends and family. So I appreciate those people. But what would you guys want to see? What do we got here? How much was my CNC, the CG show? Great question. It's the X-Carve from Inventables. I can't remember exactly because it's been a while, but it was over $1,000 and under $2,000. Somewhere within that range. And I like it. I haven't used it in a while. I got to make some more projects with that. It's a really fun tool. I had some issues with the alignment on it that just kind of like stopped me from doing it, but I think I fixed it. But I think like it should be flat, obviously, across the top, but I think it's like this because sometimes when I'm using it, it doesn't, the depth isn't right, so it just needs to be calibrated, and I just need to do that. But it still works. It's a great tool. Lowe's or Home Depot, and why? Ashley Manning. Two different answers. I guess they both have like their pros and cons. Lowe's is more consumer based. You know, it's like you move into a house and you just need stuff for your house and you don't really know about much about like woodworking or whatever. Like you would want to go to Lowe's. Contractors and people who know exactly what they're looking for because they're getting supplies for their job will go to Home Depot. So I think I don't really go to Home Depot all that often because there isn't one super close to here. I go to Lowe's. Yeah, I think some of the tools, they have better tools at Home Depot that I've seen. So if there was a Home Depot closer to me, I'd go to Home Depot more often. Kurt, you're drinking Maine Beer Company. Lunch. That's a good one. Paul's finishing up a small footstool for his sister-in-law. That's awesome. Did you find plans for that? You're just kind of going off the design that you had in mind? Kurt, you should ask the Instagram in a poll what people want to learn from you. That is a good suggestion. I appreciate that. Where's my man apron, Brittany? It's right over there. I have it. I use it from time to time, especially if I'm doing something like using a router that just creates sawdust everywhere and I don't want to get it all over my shirt. I'll put that on. And I thank you for getting it for me. I appreciate that. Throw my cute kids in a video. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that one for Leah's bookshelf. Tim Linehan. Do something that requires hinges because I got a box of them for you. Yeah, I really need to get that from you. I honestly want to get more like shop furniture in here, and I want to like, I don't know, you can't really see it, but that miter saw has I can't remember if they were face frame or not. I think they were. But yeah, I want to add more cabinets along here. So I will definitely need them for that. Robert, to what extent would you recommend the X-Carve? Worth the price? I'm looking to get a CNC at some point. Sorry, I was just reading. Oh, Taylor, appreciate the super chat. I'm a big fan. Thank you very much. Thank you. To what extent would you recommend the X-Carve? Worth the price? I'm looking to get a CNC at some point. I like the X-Carve. I think it's a good tool. I think there are better options out there for a similar price point that I've seen. A lot of people recommend like the Shapeoko or something. I haven't really looked into it. I like mine other than the fact that I have some calibration issues, but that could just be when I was setting it up, I had no idea that like to take the time to make sure everything was square and alignment right. Now I'm just paying for it later on, so I wish I took the time and made sure of it. But I love the software easel, and it's just like the integration is great. I have no complaints with it. I like it. I like to see how we make the tool pegboard in the background. Oh yeah, the tool wall. I got a video on that. I think Brittany just said there is a video for it. I had a lot of fun with that one, the ending there. Yep, that is right. The CG show. What is a good router for a beginner? This one. This is a Bosch Colt GKF 125CE. It's a trim router, not crazily expensive, corded. Never had an issue with this thing. It's a good one. It's a good one to get started. And if you're looking for a video that go check out, I think it's Thomas Custom Made on YouTube. He just started a YouTube channel, and he just put out a video recently on the 5 best bits to use for routers, and he's got the same one. And it was a good video. Go check it out. Thanks, Bridget, for the super chat. Appreciate that. How's the baby doing? So, yeah, maybe Kurt, I'll take your suggestion and go to Instagram, and I'm curious to see what are the most common beginner woodworking questions, or when someone was starting out as a woodworker, or even if you're not a woodworker and you have woodworking questions, what are some of the most common ones? Because I would love to just kind of do a rapid fire video where I just put up the question, quickly answer it, maybe add some video to it, and then literally try to be like, hey, if you were a beginner woodworker and you have questions about woodworking, just go watch this video. Yeah. So that, I don't know what else. Other video ideas. Bookshelf, dining room table, quick how-to or tip video. And I got to think of some other projects to build. Really want to make another variation of that coffee bar that I made. A little banquet table that we need for our dining room table. Dining room. Can't decide if I want to make one myself, or it might be a while if I could do that, or just purchase one. But some other furniture ideas. David, if I could collab with any other YouTuber, who would it be and why? A while ago, if you've ever seen 1 Minute Workbench, Tommy over there, we talked about a collaboration, but this was at the start of COVID, and it was just trying to it's hard right now to think of something that we could do where we wouldn't be together, and we almost did something, but then it just kind of fizzled out. I don't know. I feel like I need to find someone who's kind of have my same style, because I usually, when I go to YouTube and I'm watching people on YouTube, it's those that are better than me, I guess, because I want to learn from the different techniques that they have, and I'm not sure they would be the right person to collab with. I want to make sure if there's someone kind of in my similar skill set, I don't know who that would be. I know it's a terrible answer, but that's all I got. I would like to see an easy patio chair build, something different than the usual patio chairs. Patio chairs, you meaning not an Adirondack chair, one of those simple ones that you could put in a screen and porch that's just made from standard 2x4s that everyone builds with just kind of a bench with cushions. I'm trying to think of what you mean by that. Oh, and it's very distracting because I'm looking at the camera, but I also have the monitor right next to me. So if I'm not making direct eye contact with you, that's why. Because this camera that I'm using, I can only keep it on for the length of the battery, so I have to keep making sure it's not going to just die halfway through this. Hey, Amanda. How are you? Hi. Kurt, don't forget the laundry room folding table top for me that you were supposed to create a video on. Kurt, tell me when to come over, and I will make that thing for you. I'm waiting on you, buddy. Public call out. Also, the fire pit family bench you're supposed to make for me too. I guess I got a lot of projects for Kurt. Robert, super important question. Favorite Massachusetts brewery? I mean, they're all great. I like to give recognition to the breweries that aren't like, that they're not like classified as like, oh, like that's the top brewery in Massachusetts, for example. Like Treehouse and Trillium are among the top breweries in Mass, and they have great beer. But I like to find those little smaller ones that are like kind of there, like Start Line Brewery in Hopkinton, Exhibit A in Framingham. There are Greater Good, I believe that's in Worcester. All great beers. Anything really IPA, New England style. Craft Roots in Milford, but they don't distribute. It's more of just a brewery. There's a few places in Hudson that I like. Thanks, Bridget, for the additional super chat donation. I appreciate that. Do you guys see when Bridget did that super chat, something pop up on the screen? I was trying to test that out. I don't know if my little widgets are working correctly. Done next weekend. Adirondack chairs. Yeah, that kind of intimidates me. I don't know why. What about a barbecue, Bill? What about a barbecue grill station? I've thought about that. Actually, that's a good point. I should probably revisit that one for the summer when it gets nice out, because I have a grill in this like screen porch area of my house, and there's like the siding of my house right next to it. I know. I'm very careful with the grill. But on that wall, I want to build like a little box that just kind of hangs against the wall that I can flip down, and it's got all my like spatulas, my tongs and whatnot, and that's got a little rest plate or a little thing that comes out here where I can put whatever I'm grilling on. I think that would be a cool project. Definitely want to make that. Start Line. Yeah, definitely Start Line. It's pretty watching from upstairs. Yep, she definitely is. Do I need a beer? No, I'm good. I brought a second in my cool Casual Build Yeti. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah, Adirondack chairs. I feel like it would be cool to build it. It could be pretty straightforward. I guess it really depends on the design. I just don't I don't have like a need to make them. I think that really goes into so I guess that's part of like the downside of being on YouTube, is that whenever I'm like thinking of a project to make, it's like I want to make a video out of it. So one, is it something I feel comfortable trying to make for the first time on a video? And then also, how long is it going to take me? Because if I were to make Adirondack chair, I feel like it would take me a while to figure out how to do it. And then add the time it would take to film it, and I feel like it would never get done. So, and like, what are the videos on YouTube for? I don't know. I feel it would be, if I didn't do YouTube, I probably would try to work on something like that off the side. Who knows? But if I want to do a project that's not on YouTube, And it just delays me from putting out more content on YouTube. Oh, you got a couple friends that work over at Starline. Yeah, it's a great brewery. Bridget again. Thanks, Bridget, for the donation. Oh, and it did work when she did the super chat. Yeah, I'm on. I'm trying to figure it out. I think it pops up. I'm still trying to figure out the little donation things. Tim, make a rowboat. That feels like an intense project. Tim, if you haven't seen, go check out Bourbon. What is it? Bourbon Moth Woodworking on YouTube. He just built this entire boat and has like a 4-part video series on it. And he has a very interesting personality. It's really funny, but I really like his stuff, and his channel is like blown up recently. Yeah, start line. I really do like the hazy hopload IPA. Make a treehouse. Oh, Dad, you said a 10-foot. I think you just said 10-foot A in the last one, so I didn't know what you're saying. But a 10-foot Adirondack chair. Yes. Go check out Guilford Country Store in Guilford, New Hampshire. And there's pictures everywhere, but my dad made a giant green, like, huge Adirondack chair. Hashtag big green chair. Yeah, I'm not sure how you did that. But I think you were working out of this garage, too, when you were in here. So most of the assembly had to be done outside. Wooden shoes. Probably won't make that, Romeo. Sam, this may have already been asked, but I need to know, will there be another Is It Magnetic video? Probably not, because I think I said on that one, welcome to the first and only episode of Is It Magnetic? So, yeah, probably not. Who knows? Maybe if I make another project that has a magnet in it, I'll do another one. But that was funny. Go check out my TikTok. If you're not already, follow me on TikTok. Casual Builds. But I think it's one of my first videos. BC Smith 1. Is that Brianna or Becky? That is a very nice donation. I appreciate that. Tyler, sorry, I'm kind of going back in the chat. I'm trying to keep up. A wooden style beverage holder for outdoor gatherings would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. You thinking like a cooler? Like, I've seen a lot of people have like little coolers built into this like wooden seat made out of cedar. I think that would be pretty cool. Something on wheels so you can just like keep outside. Yeah, and all of my projects need to be run by my manager, aka my wife, Brittany. Check. Yeah, Kurt's got his full list of projects that he needs from me. So why don't we add the fire pit, the laundry room makeover, and yeah, I'll make an Adirondack chair for Kurt as well. A child's wagon or a toy box. Yeah, I definitely need to make a toy box too. I have a long list of projects that I need to do. So I got to get this dining room table done because it's taking up a lot of my time so I can start focusing on some other stuff for my daughter's room. Yeah, so I definitely want to make a toy box. Wagon would be pretty cool. David, how's my cruiser working out for you? Likes, dislike? I like it. I'm trying to, like, it's like slightly out of square and it bothers me. And I've tried so hard to just make sure that it's perfect. But I think I just need to accept the fact that it's just like tiny bit off from 90. I love the cut capacity. I love how it doesn't take up much room in the back. Like I have this cart pushed up against the wall and it's fine. I need to swap out the blade. I still have the stock blade it came with. I need to get like a miter saw specific blade from Diablo or Freud or something. Powerful. The one main dislike that I do not like is the dust collection. Maybe just because I don't have a proper setup for it, but just like even I have a dust collection hose on the back hooked up to my shop vac and it still blows like a ton of dust at me. And I think it's pretty common with all people who have the cruisers that's something that they do not like with it. But other than that, it's a really good saw. And I went with Delta 2 because I have the table saw. I could have went with a DeWalt or Metabo, I think, makes a good sliding saw. Bunk beds for my daughters. That's probably going to be something that we purchase. Yeah. Hi, Antler King. Some type of toy storage bin / shelving. I have these little hinges that I bought like a really long time ago because I was supposed to make a toy box, but then I just never did. So they're like the soft closing made specifically for like kids so they don't slam on their fingers. So I want to make something similar to what my brother-in-law made for my niece. Oh, for the drink holder things. Is the one that goes into the lawn with stakes. A lot of people have them at like family parties. I've seen them built into patio sets and stuff. That would be pretty cool. Like if I made like a little drink holder, like a little stake, and so wherever you are, you just lift it up, move it around. Seems like a pretty cool project. Manuel, what's up? Yeah, so there's a lot of projects on my to-do list. Oh, Kurt is good with the Adirondack chairs, and he doesn't need me to make anything. So, yeah, he's all set, Jack. So, yeah, quite a few projects on my to-do list now that I'm thinking about it, and appreciate all the... Oh, it's Blake. Yeah, I was like, Antler King. Yeah, so I want to make a toy box similar to the one that you made for Brooke. Because I have the hinges for it. So yeah, so if we think about my daughter's room and the furniture that we need to get for it, probably a new dresser, a bookshelf, maybe some toy storage, or the bookshelves that hang on the wall. Those seem easy enough to make. I think they're like, I don't know, like $70 or something like that. But all it seems is if it's just like some pine with a dowel across that you use some little keyhole mounts to hang it on the wall and just set the books on that way. So, Brittany, let me know which one you want. Do you want that one, or do I want to make an actual bookshelf? Because I feel like I can make either one. Thanks for the awesome tutorials. We appreciate it. Thank you. Blake, how's your magnetic beer bottle opener hanging? How's it doing over there? Hanging? How is it hanging? Still on the wall? Yeah. That magnetic beer bottle opener I made, that was fun. That was for Antler King because it had antlers on it. That was a fun project. That's where Is It Magnetic video stemmed from. I had fun with that video. It also has a funny ending if you haven't seen it. Doghouse to put the in-laws in? Dave. Yeah, or a cooler style would be cool. Yeah, what's his name on YouTube? He made a really cool one. Johnny Builds, I want to say. He's on YouTube. Check him out. He made a really cool like outdoor like cooler stand. They just like used an older cooler, and I think I have one too, and just built something for it that was meant to be outside with some storage, and that'd be a cool project too. What's the most challenging thing about being a woodworker and YouTuber? Do you have a lot of critics? Not too many. Most challenging thing is just being able to do it. Because I have a full-time job that I work, and then also want to continue to put content out on YouTube. And I think, like, when you think like other people, there's a lot of people out there that make YouTube videos, and it really depends on the genre. But I'm like literally, I'm building something while filming it, and I really want to try to appeal to a lot of people to make it seem interesting. So it's either like, do I make it instructional for someone who hasn't made it before, and then is it going to be a tutorial, or is I trying to make a video that's like kind of a tutorial but more entertainment? So it's like trying to find that balance of like what style I need to make these in, because a lot of videos I see out there are just like, here's my project, here's like my hands making things and cutting things, and I'm just gonna talk on a voiceover and just explain what I'm doing the whole way through. Is that what people want to see, or trying to figure out the balance between that? But yeah, the most challenging thing is actually being both woodworker and YouTuber at the same time with a full-time job. Antler King, it's amazing. I use it every day. Should I be aware that you use it every day? No, I was kidding. How's still with Coors Banquet? Is that the go-to? Yeah, at the end of that video, I'd probably be mad, but I pretty much wasted a 6-pack of Coors Banquet. I tried to drink a couple of them, but for that video, I wanted to use the bottle opener, like just to show. If you haven't seen the ending, go see that. But I had 6 like open Coors Banquets on my workshop table, and I was like, I can't just like set them in the fridge until tomorrow because they're gonna go flat. But they went to waste. Timothy Donovan, what's up? What's up, Timmy D? I'm assuming this is the Timothy Donovan that I know. If you want to get into woodworking, what's your must-have tools / startup cost? I guess it depends, and I hate that answer, but it depends on what you want to make. Are you making little like cutting boards? Are you just trying to have some tools to make like furniture, like standard furniture out of 2x4s? Are you going to be working with plywood mostly? But really like the essential tools, and I think someone said it once and it really sunk in, but you got to have something to cut, something to join, like a drill and a driver. And for cut, it's either a miter saw, circular saw, really depends on what you're building, bandsaw, jigsaw, and then something to like for finish, like sanding, random orbit sander. So you definitely need a sander, drill and driver, and then if you need a table saw for whatever you're doing, get that. If you can get away with only using standard lumber that you get from the store, like 2x4s, miter saw is great. Circular saw comes in really handy. You can probably get away with a lot just using a circular saw if you just build stuff out of plywood. But if you're looking to make furniture, definitely recommend getting a pocket hole jig, because that's like a lot of beginners, or not even beginners, but a lot of people use that jig for joinery to make a lot of good and nice looking furniture. I had a teacher in college that did that IT networking. Can be mind-numbingly boring. Did I say something about that? Trying to piece together the reference there. Yeah, IT networking. That doesn't seem fun to me. Oh, you use the magnetic opener for fancy pop top soda waters. Oh, and that is Timmy D. What's up, Timmy D? Long time no see. All right, we're getting pretty close to an hour here. Might wrap it up in the next 5 minutes. What are some types of wood that you haven't worked with yet but are hoping to? White oak. I feel like I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube for people making like beautiful furniture, and they use white oak for like tabletops, and they use Rubio monocoat as a top finish with like a hint of white to it, and something about that type of wood just looks really nice in furniture when it's all complete, especially with that finish. And I really wanted to make our dining room table out of white oak, but again, I went to I don't know, like most of the places that sell that type of wood are only open like Monday through Friday from like 9 to 3, so it's really tough for me to get there without like just taking a day off of work. Not open on the weekends, so I would love to use and try white oak. And Jack, maybe once you move to your new place, you're kind of close to you'll be closer to a called Highland Lumber. Highlands Lumber? Robert, if you're still here, you know. Yeah, quarter sawn white oak. Yeah, what is it? Highlands, New Hampshire. You'll be closer there, so you can pick some up for me, and then bring it here. Carlos from Bakersfield, California, late to the show today. Hope all is well. I hope all is well with you as well. Thanks for tuning in, Carlos. Appreciate it. Yeah, I should have taken a little bit more time, because I would have loved to make the entire table, the dining room table I'm working on, out of white oak. But this is the first time I am making a table, and I didn't want to screw anything up with using expensive hardwood. I actually don't even know what the price is, so for white oak, but I didn't want to mess anything up. That's kind of the main reason. So I figured I'd try it with this first. And I don't know, maybe a couple years down the road, Brittany, I can swap out the dining room table for a nicer looking one. Not to say this one is not going to look nice. It definitely is, right? It's going to look great in the room. Have no fear. Oh, shit. Yeah. Great question, though, Jack. Barrett's in Thompson, Connecticut has a ton of Coruscant white oak, and they're open on Saturdays. Perfect. Day trip. Brittany, Google and let me know how far away Thompson's, Connecticut is from here. Because it may be worth the trip at some point. Yeah, so I definitely want to try something with that. But then, I mean, walnut's always really good as well. That's probably, so we bought this, like, I don't even know what it's called. What is it, Brittany? What is it called? The thing at the foot of our bed, like we have like this little like bench. I guess it's a little like end of the bed bench that we picked up from, I don't know, I forget what the place is, Home Sense or something. We really like the cushion for it, but the base, we just wanted to see what it looked like in our room. And it was like darker wood. It was more black than it was brown, the wood. And I feel like if we had something that was made out of walnut, it would match really well. So I would love to just like repurpose that bench and just take whatever was on there, just keep the cushion, but remake the bottom. If I had walnut, I feel like that would match perfectly. Jack Richards. That wood looks good to burn. What wood? Oh, white oak is cheap. I bought a 10-foot board yesterday for $19. Oh, that's not bad at all. How wide was it? And was it 3/4 inch thick? Oh, it is close. Okay, cool. $45. That's like only 45 minutes to Thompson, Connecticut from here. That's closer than the one that I went to before, which was like I think an hour away. I'll definitely need to do that. What is cheaper in terms of price, alder or mahogany? I do not know that. I've never worked with either of those two. Slaff's even seen a place that was selling them around here, so I couldn't tell you. Did I have a workshop class where I went in high school? I did. And I built like this little shelf thing. I think my parents still have in their house. Yeah, they do. They took it out the last time that we visited. It was just like a standard like wall mounted shelf, and I looked at it and I was like, how did I make this? Because I definitely don't remember. It had like nice curves, so I definitely used a bandsaw at some time, and I believe I can't remember, but I think there were dados in the shelves too. I don't remember anything about that class, and I wish I did. I remember probably not enjoying it and too scared of power tools at the time. Like, oh no, I'm going to get my fingers cut. But yeah, I wish I remembered that a little bit more. Or I even had a passion for woodworking then, which I didn't. I didn't even use power tools until I moved into this house. Like, literally, I think I touched a miter saw once, and that was it. Never used a circular saw or table saw ever until I got them for myself. Adventures of a Handyman. Really enjoy your videos. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for hopping in the live stream. So Tyler, it was 4 3/4 wide and 11/16 thick. Nice. It's not bad. I feel like, I don't know why, but I recently got a truck, but I'm still like slightly nervous in transporting lumber in it. Something about putting a 10-foot board just sticking out of the back of my truck. I know I can do it and I know I can secure it down, but I'm still like really nervous, especially if I have to drive 45 minutes away or 45 minutes to come back home. I know I have to like add a little red flag to the end of it. Like, is it okay that I put all that lumber and just rest it on my lift gate, or do I have to put the lift gate down and just set it outside? How much weight can that handle? I just have so many questions. And I've transported 2 full sheets of plywood once. I was like, which was only like 10 minutes away back here, and I was still nervous. So I don't know. I just gotta kind of get over it and just be sure that if I secure it, it's good and not worry too much. But I just have like this thought of like wood flying off the back of my truck and hitting another car behind me, and it just scares the crap out of me. But that's good. I gotta go check that out. Sam, can I do a video reviewing your first few videos to see how your style in editing has changed? I think that would be really, really funny. I watch my first video every once in a while just to like remind myself what it like. I don't know. I was trying to be like too cool in my first video. Like, my voiceover was just me like, here, let's see how deep I can make my voice, and just like casually explain, I guess casually explain what I'm doing. And I didn't have a voice yet. I didn't like figure out or like my style, and I didn't know what that was and how to talk into a microphone, because all of that was new for me. But yeah, I definitely go back and watch that and just laugh to myself every once in a while. It did well, actually. My second video where I was like, I don't even know why. Yeah, I was replacing some doors in one of my rooms. So I bought a 6-panel door but it didn't already have the door hinges slots, like the mortise for the door hinges routed out, because I didn't know if they were going to match up with what was in my house. So I bought the ones without them. And then I spent this really long time like making this little jig with my router to get the perfect mortise that I could, you know, for each hinge for alignment. And it worked really well. But that video did well too from the start. But a lot of people were like, yeah, can't you just use a chisel? You can. And they were like, but it was just funny because I was like, didn't want to make that video, but I did. And then it did well. So, but still the editing and just my style at these beginning videos was just, it's very different. And I like to go back and watch them. So reviewing them, yeah, perhaps. I think that would be interesting, definitely. Casual Builds Reacts series. See, like, that's the stuff that I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. I gotta get over the fact that, like, I should just be able to go and just do those videos that I want to make. Like, for some reason, I have it in my head, like, the videos that I put on my channel need to follow the same format, and they need to be all about woodworking, because I want to make sure that the people that subscribe to my channel, like, I know a lot of you are chiming in, but I know that you're not like woodworkers. So I want to make sure that the people that have already subscribed, that I'm giving content that's relevant to being woodworking, but I also, part of me wants to do like those type of videos, but I need to make sure that it still ties back to like how I want like my channel to look if someone comes to it, and still develop content that people can see. And so I don't know, but sometimes I just want to do what I want and make a fun video, because I think that's what I should do. Who knows? Tyler, okay, tips on the truck from Tyler. Keep the tailgate up. I throw a strap over it in the back, near the back, with the red flag, and you're good. If you care about the wood not getting jacked by the tailgate, plastic rag underneath them. Plastic stick rag underneath them. Oh. Stick a rag underneath them if you're worried about the plastic getting jacked up. All right, good to know. I'm all for the Casual Build React series, especially if you're not going to do another Is It Magnetic video. Sam, you've given me like 3 different video recommendations. I need to write them down so I don't forget. I promise I will do at least one of them. And I'm not setting a deadline, but I will. I will try to get one of them. Cool. Yeah. What I also think is, I'm not saying I don't appreciate all of you guys being here. I really do. But it just, I also wonder that for 15 or 20 viewers for a live stream out of like the 32,000 subscribers I have, I'm just trying to understand like what goes into that. Not saying that I wish there were more. I don't. I enjoy this conversation, but I'm just curious as to why, if I have that many, not that many, but more people aren't hopping on. Curious. Yeah, Sam. I can also do a video about when I first started out, branding the name and logo change. Definitely. All right, I'm gonna head out. This was fun. Thank you all for the questions. Friday night could definitely be a reason for that. Not everyone is sitting down and watching a live stream. Yeah, because Eastern time. Yeah, a lot of good reasons. Makes sense. But I appreciate you guys hanging in with the questions, and hopefully I'll do it again soon. But yeah. Expect another video from me in a little bit for the dining room table base. Thanks, everyone.